So I've been thinking lately about my content. Specifically, I've been thinking, how can I get more views? Because as you know, as a YouTuber, all that matters to me in this world is views. My integrity means nothing to me. Bringing awareness to struggling, unsigned artists who need your support means nothing to me. All I care about is views, because all I care about is money. That's the only thing that matters to me in this world. And so I've been thinking about it, and I thought, what's the problem? Why isn't my channel growing as much as I want it to? Why don't I get as many views as I want? What's wrong? And I thought maybe my content is too good. That's the problem. My content is too good. My jokes are too funny. My analysis is too insightful. The topics I choose are too tasteful. The problem is that my content is too good. When I see these other channels out there, you know, top 10 things that Dave Grohl said, top 10 times Dave Grohl was so funny, and fucking 9 million views. 14 things that Dave Mustaine said about James Hetfield, 9 million views in a month. And thinking, what the fuck? Why am I trying so hard? And so I thought, maybe I need to lower myself to their level. Maybe I need to lower my standards. Maybe I need to make shittier content. And so with that in mind, I thought today what we could do is talk about some of the most shocking rumors about your favorite rock and metal bands and some other artists that aren't rock and metal. I feel like this has potential. This is going to be some real crappy content. Let me tell you, this is going to be some bad content. All I want to be is Sniper Wolf. I just want to be the Sniper Wolf of the Warped Tour scene. All she does is just watch TikToks and go, wow, fucking 10 million views on every video in 2 days. Now, there is one problem with that. There is one reason why I can't be the Sniper Wolf of Warped Tour, which is I'm an ugly old man and I'm not very likable. Unlike her, a pretty likable young girl, I'm an ugly, unlikable old man, but still, I'm going to try. So with that being said, I thought we could share some of our most ridiculous rock and metal rumors and some stuff about people that aren't rock and metal artists, starting with the one that we've all heard. Did Marilyn Manson have his ribs removed? Do you guys all know this one? This started back in maybe, I don't know, the late 90s or something like that, back when he first came out. Controversial rocker Marilyn Manson is no stranger to allegations about him being discussed, but one ridiculous rumor of him having his ribs surgically removed has plagued him for decades. Why would he remove one of his ribs? Well, let me just ask you this. For all the fellas in the chat, have you ever tried to S your own D? Have you ever? Be honest. Let me know in the chat. Have you ever tried to S your own D? Have you? Only once? Twice a day for 30 years? You all have, exactly. Anybody who said no in the chat is a fucking liar. You've all tried. I've tried too, of course. And you know what got in the way? Your ribs, right? Because you would be able to bend over more. You'd be able to, you know, let's pretend this is your back and you're trying to S your D, right? If only you didn't have your lower ribs in the way, maybe you could S your own D, right? This is a safe space, guys. Yeah, you can tell us if you have. What? You said yes, you fucking sicko. So that's the reason why Marilyn Manson allegedly had his ribs removed, was to S his own D. And he says no. He says no. What people fail to understand is that the strange character I play on stage is exactly that, a character. In real life, I'm just a regular guy, not the kind of depraved weirdo who would permanently alter his own body to suck his own dick. Well, listen, I don't know. Does that make you a weirdo? Like, let's put it this way. Let's pretend that you could just take a pill that would enable you to S your own D. I mean, wouldn't you take the pill? Why not? Even if you don't want to do it every day, you would at least like to have the option to do it every now and then, right? Wouldn't you want to just have the option to S your own D? Just in case you ever wanted to, you know? I don't know. I would like that option. So unfortunately, it appears that Marilyn Manson is a fucking pussy. All the money in the world, and he won't even spend a couple dollars to remove his rib cage so that he can S his own D. In my town, where I come from, where I grew up, that's what we call a man who's afraid to commit. Disappointing. Exactly. Is it gay if it's your own D? No, it's not. Think about this. Adam Carolla asked the question, what if you cloned yourself and then S'd the clone's D? Is that gay or is that just masturbation? I feel like it's masturbation. If I had a clone, would I S the clone's D? I mean, why not? I'm just doing myself a favor. Anyway, so unfortunately, not true. Marilyn Manson did not remove his own rib, but I wish he did. Oh, here's another interesting one about him. There was also a rumor. Do you guys know the show The Wonder Years? If you're old, you probably watched this in the early 90s. There's a rumor that Marilyn Manson played Paul on The Wonder Years when he was a kid. I didn't know this one. That's the rumor, because they do kind of look alike, right? This guy here, there was a rumor that that was Marilyn Manson. I don't know why people thought that that was Marilyn Manson. I don't know where that one got started, but it is not. He was not on The Wonder Years, but it is a great show. If you haven't watched it, you should. It's a great show. Here's an interesting one. Another one that I didn't know about. Tupac, everybody's favorite rapper who also went to prison for sexual assault. Don't forget about that. A rumor is that his homies smoked his ashes after he died. According to TMZ, here's what it is. Members of a rap group founded by Tupac Shakur have released a new video in which they claim they rolled up Pac's ashes with marijuana and smoked him after he passed away. The Outlaws, most famous for the Biggie Smalls diss track Hit 'Em Up, said, yeah, it's definitely true, claiming it all went down at a beach memorial for Pac, and his mom was present at the time. The rappers claim that the idea was inspired by a lyric in one of Tupac's songs in which he said, "Last wishes, friends, smoke my ashes." So the Outlaws say they simply followed Pac's request, explaining, we twist up some of the great granddaddy California Kush and mixed the big homie with it, so you know Tupac is flowing through our system. I agree. If my friends don't smoke my ashes, I'm coming back and haunting them. Same here. You think his mom took a hit? Of course, between tears, she was like, oh, my boy, my baby boy. You better believe it. You better believe she took a hit. She denied it. She said it never happened. But who wouldn't want to smoke their homie's ashes, right? I would try to get creative. I'd maybe like put it in like some brownies, or maybe like you could put it in your oatmeal. I feel like you wouldn't taste it if you just sort of sprinkled a little bit on your oatmeal. What I always said is that after I died, I would want to just donate my body to the neighborhood kids to play with. Because, like, wouldn't that be cool? Like, imagine you were a kid and somebody came around and was like, hey, you guys ever seen a dead body? And you're like, no. Do you want to? You'd be like, fuck yes, we do. And they showed you, like, you know, this corpse, and you'd be like, oh, fuck, that's so cool. A corpse, a dead body. And be like, listen, you guys can do whatever you want to it. You want to, like, hit it with a hammer, poke it with a stick, set it on fire. Do whatever you want. So good. Like, just have at it. Have fun. Wouldn't that just be like the coolest thing for, like, you know, if you're like in 8th grade or whatever, to just be able to, you know, to just have a dead body to play with? That's what I want to do for the kids in my neighborhood. Why should I have my family spend thousands of dollars having me cremated or buried or whatever, when you could just have the neighborhood kids play with it? Why not? And then when they're done with it, just throw it in the trash. What do I care? That's what I would say. Okay, guys, you can have Finn's body to play with, but you got to throw it away when you're done, okay? Don't leave a mess here that I'm going to have to come back and clean up. All right, next up is one that I remember from back in the mid-2000s. The strange rumor about Jack and Meg White. Actually, it wasn't even a rumor. This is just what everyone thought, is that they were a brother and sister. They did spread the rumor, yeah. They spread the rumor. They told everyone they were brother and sister. And on the one hand, you believe it. They kind of look the same. They kind of act the same. It's believable. But then on the other hand, there's kind of a weird vibe. You're like, are they brother and sister? Because if they are, that's kind of strange. Like, they feel like, I don't know, they feel a little bit too intimate to be brother and sister, if you know what I mean. Turns out it was all cap, as the kids say. It was cap. It was a lie. When they first rose to fame, the couple famously portrayed themselves as brother and sister, but most music fans now know that they were in fact husband and wife. On March 30th of 2001, the Detroit Free Press ran a story on the city's hottest new band, but writer Christopher Walton uncovered one piece of information that caused a sensation. While Jack White continued with the story that his musical partner Meg was his sister, the reporter had been doing some digging. They are actually former husband and wife, divorced since March 2000, according to Oakland County Circuit Court records, read the piece. Before going on to quote the charismatic frontman, frankly, we're tired with all the attention on the brother and sister thing. The White Stripes are about the music, and we don't want that to be lost. But they did actually have the same last name because they were married. And so, you know, it was plausible. Yeah, what are you doing, step bro? I got stuck in my bass drum. Step brother came to pull me out. You'll never guess what happened next. Help, step bro, I'm stuck in this rumor. Exactly. I've seen this. I know what happens next. What's up with all that step bro stuff, by the way? Is there anybody that's actually into that? I'm not on board with that. It's fucking weird. But I do think it's cool that they started this rumor, because it's a weird rumor. I like it. I feel like Jack White, he seems like a weird guy. He seems like the kind of person that would just do stuff like that to fuck with people, just to make people think they're weird and creep them out, which they did, because it did seem weird and creepy. So I respect that. I respect that he was willing to like start this weird, creepy rumor about himself. I respect that. Here is another interesting one about my girl, Ariana Grande. The rumor is that she will only allow the left side of her face to be photographed. I thought, really? That can't be true. That can't be true. Well, it turns out it is. Left side of her face. Left side of her face. Left side of her face. Let's do a little bit of research. Left side. Left side. Left side. Left side. Left side. Left side. It's true. It's true. Ariana Grande only allows the left side of her face to be photographed. And apparently, on this trip to Australia in 2014, it was reported that photographers were told not to use natural light and only to shoot the left side of her face. And if you Google search Ariana and peruse through her Instagram flicks, you will quickly see just what in the heck we're talking about. So it's apparently true. Now, some people might say, oh, what a diva. Why would she do that? Like, this is crazy. But I would say, yeah, exactly. Like it says in the chat here, she's famous for being pretty. Exactly. I mean, if that was your job, was to be pretty, which that's my job too, by the way. I just happen to be really bad at it. I'll tell you what, the only difference between me and Ariana Grande is this. For both of us, our job is to be pretty and charismatic. The only difference is that she's good at it and I am terrible at it. Other than that, we're the same. In all seriousness, I actually do understand it, because someone like her, I mean, all public figures are under pressure to like look good, but especially someone like her. I can tell you, like, literally the reason why I have the camera on this side instead of the other side is because this side of my face looks better too. See, Ari and I are, like I said, Ari and I are the same. My good side is my left side too. See? Ari and I are the same. We have so much in common. Like, I feel like we're already pretty much best friends. She just doesn't know it. But I just feel like Ari and I have so much in common. One of these days, she'll answer my letters. I've been sending her a letter every day for the past 6 years. I'm sure that she's read them. She's probably really busy. She hasn't had time to get back to me yet, I think. You know, my daily letters, I'm sure, have arrived, and I'm sure she loves them. She must look forward to it. I even sent her some of my toenail clippings, because I said, hey, Ari, I just want you to know, like, how much we have in common. Look, I know you'd like to be together in person, but since we can't be, here's some of my toenail clippings and a vial of my saliva, just so you can feel like we're physically together, even if we can't be. So I think she really appreciates that. I haven't heard back from her yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be coming soon. But anyway, all of that is to say, I understand we all want to be represented in our best light. So I understand why Ari is only photographed from the left side. I get it. I'm with you, Ari. Exactly. She's just too shy to reply right now. That's all it is. I'm sure that's what's happening behind the scenes. And I'm sure she carries that vial of my saliva with her wherever she goes. I'm sure of it. Anyway, next one we have. The time that Creed played such a bad show that their fans actually sued them. This really did happen. The lawsuit was dismissed, but here's what happened. Fans who felt cheated by Creed's December 2002 Chicago show are getting no sympathy. A judge in Chicago has dismissed a $2 million lawsuit filed by 4 fans against the band, accusing singer Scott Stapp of appearing too intoxicated to perform well. Stapp has denied the allegation. The December 29th concert at Allstate Arena reportedly found Stapp forgetting the words to songs, falling down several times, and leaving the stage for 10 minutes. So many fans complained that Creed's management sent out an apology stating, "For now, we hope you can take some solace in the fact that you definitely experienced the most unique of all Creed shows." And I'll tell you what, that is what I would have felt too. Like, do you want to go to like a regular, like, run-of-the-mill Creed show? Or do you want to go to the worst Creed show of all time? You want the second one, right? Which one are you going to remember? Are you going to remember like, oh yeah, I went to see Creed on Wednesday. They were pretty good. Or are you going to remember, holy shit, I went to see Creed, Scott Stapp could barely stand. He didn't remember any of the words. It was terrible. Scott was doing you a favor. You thought that was the worst Creed show, but it was actually the best Creed show. All Scott was trying to do was give you memories. One thing that I think is kind of funny is, you know, you hear about this. This is one of these like rock legends or whatever that you hear people, Creed is so bad their fans sued them. Notice this, a lawsuit filed by 4 fans against the band. 4 people, 4 assholes thought they were clever by suing Creed. That's what it is. 4 entitled motherfuckers had so much time on their hands that they decided to sue Creed. That's what they decided to do. I think it's sad. I'll tell you what's even more sad is this. This is real too. From Spin, remember when prospective Senator Kid Rock appeared in a sex tape with Creed's Scott Stapp? It happened. This man and Scott Stapp were in a sex tape together. It exists. The tape itself isn't easily found online, which I have tried to find it, and this is true. It is not easy to find online because I would pay a lot of money for it. But the website Lost Media Archive has a few screenshots, which I'm not going to look at here because I don't want to get TOS'd. These show 2 men clearly recognizable as Rock and Stapp in the company of 2 women. Stapp is smiling and shirtless. Rock looks like he's about to be. Here's Lost Media's brief description of the tape's contents. The tape in question involves the 2 partying, getting completely drunk, and having their groupies perform oral sex on them. The only other thing that is known about the tape is that at some point, Scott Stapp utters the phrase, "It's good to be the king." I'll tell you what, proof that there is no God in this world is the fact that this tape has never been released. If there was any God in this world, listen, people say, I don't believe in God because, you know, he chose to give kids cancer or, you know, to let people starve or, you know, whatever reason that they point out to some great evil in the world as proof that there is no God. And I get it. But the real evil in this world, the real way that I know if there was a God in this world, he abandoned us long ago, is that the Scott Stapp Kid Rock sex tape has never seen the light of day. Sad, right? I mean, sad doesn't even begin to describe it. It's heartbreak. It was early on a Sunday morning. I was enjoying my Sunday morning coffee, reading the paper, just kind of relaxing, you know, decompressing after a hard week of work. And my phone rang. I picked up the phone and I said, well, I don't recognize this number. I better answer just in case it's something important. That's when I got the news. I got the news that the Kid Rock Scott Stapp sex tape was never going to see the light of day. I couldn't talk. I mean, I get a little bit emotional thinking of it now. I just did this. I just dropped my phone like that, just like in the movies. Dropped my phone. It shattered in slow motion on the floor because that's when I knew that I was never going to see this tape that I've been searching for. And that's when I knew that there was no God. Okay, another interesting rumor that I was not aware of is this one. This is from 2010. I didn't write the headline, okay? So don't cancel me for saying this. This is from 2010. Is Lady Gaga a hermaphrodite? You know, there's this strange rumor that you're part man and part woman, and it is false, apparently, but here's what it says. In August of 2009, Lady Gaga's manager responded to rumors of the singer's purported hermaphroditism with the brusque statement, "This is completely ridiculous." The following month, Lady Gaga said of the rumor on Australia's Fox FM radio station that it's too lowbrow for me to even discuss, but later answered gonzo radio jocks in that country who asked, "Where are we at right now with the tiny penis issue, Lady Gaga?" with, "My little vagina is very offended." I'm not offended. My vagina is very offended. First of all, I mean, you can tell this is from 2010 because imagine how that would go over if somebody asked a woman that question now on the radio. Like, those people would be fired so fucking fast, it would make your head spin, which is good because that's such a fucking weird question to ask. I found the origin of it, for real. I have video of it here. This is called Lady Gaga's penis pops out. Her penis does not pop out because she doesn't have a penis. But I'll show you the moment. Okay, here it is.
Are you having a good time?
She's got to get off the motorcycle here.
And I remember that
She says, uh-oh. I'm not wearing panties. Here it is. Here it is. Right there. That's the alleged dong. Right there. The alleged dong. You saw it with your own eyes. God, I wish I was that scooter. Don't we all? I wonder who has that scooter now and how much I would have to pay them to sniff the seat. Just a quick little, like, just a little. So that's the story. Barbara Walters even asked her. Veteran television interviewer asking the hard-hitting questions. Barbara Walters, the journalist. You know, there's also the strange rumor that you're part man and part woman. It was the thing. I don't know. So Lady Gaga does not have a dong, but I am interested in knowing who has that scooter and how much I would have to pay to give that seat a little sniff. That's what I want to know. I'm on fire tonight. This is riveting stuff. I know. Listen, like I said, my problem is my content is too good. My content is too thoughtful. I try too hard. My jokes are too good. I gotta dumb it down. I gotta make worse content. I'm going full clickbait, just full on Dave Grohl being Dave Grohl for 4 minutes straight. 10 million views. I try my hardest. I do all this research to do like the definitive video about Lorna Shore. Fucking bombs. Heavily researched video about Polyphia. Bombs. But then I do a video about fucking Creed. 1 out of 10. Blows up. So I can only imagine that rumors about Creed, the White Stripes, and Marilyn Manson will be my biggest video yet. It's good to be the king.